But yeah, I'll hand them over if he insists. But I tears in my eyes, plead with him to take care of my babies.
All right. You know what?
Make sure make sure nothing happens to them.
I'll throw you a bone here, Sherman.
Yep.
Now that it's been infected in such a way, your pistol, the one that is all warped and disassembled, counts as being connected to the psychic maelstrom now. Now that it
Huh.
has been brushed in this way.
Interesting. All right.
All right, so he's still trying to pull Sherman Williams away. Sherman, are you going to go willingly?
Yeah, I promised him cuddles. I'm all about that.
Yeah,
Is he
so
gonna
you're cuddling on his arm, and he's like, "Please, Sherman, I just want to know what you've seen in your travels. In fact, let me know if you've heard anything about this mechanic and brainer. I'm real interested in the one they call Savvy Head."
Yeah, absolutely. I can probably recount my tales to you with extraordinary detail.
All right, as you're going forward, you hear a dot matrix printer that's like, as like you pass it, he's like, "Those will be finished in a few hours. Then we'll be able to get those posters back up."
Are all the pages like connected by those little Terry hole things?
Yep.
And it like
Yeah,
turns
dot
by
matrix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Dot
any
matrix,
part
love
of that
those.
connected to the psychic maelstrom?
I don't think so. No,
If you lick
Hey.
it, I think it becomes part
it's
of the
connected
psychic
to the
maelstrom.
computer network.
Is that connected
Say-
to the psychic maelstrom?
No, it's a computer network.
It sounds an awful lot
Arthur.
like the psychic maelstrom is connected to some sort of network. But okay.
Arthur.
You know what? I'll give you that. Yeah. Through the psychic maelstrom, because we know what it is. Yes. Because there is an internal network on this plane, the printer is connected to the psychic maelstrom.
Right. Okay.
All
What are
right,
you saying,
Liz,
Thor?
what's happening?
Uh, what's the response to my? You did hear me.
Yeah, he's going to protect your babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's so great is that because of the headbutt thing, I didn't get to tell Sherman what I wanted to.
Excellent. Amazing.
Excellent.
That's
It's okay,
Like
you-
that's like you rolled a 6 and I didn't even have to do a GM move. You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can still ask me to beat your face in. I am perfectly happy to do so.
I
I
feel
want
like
to
you
legit-
would say that with your hands behind your back, just standing next to him.
Just like casually leaning up against the wall, he's like rubbing his sore face, and you're just like, if you want, I can further destroy your face.
I mean, make it look different. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's not like he's already seen you.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
true.
but people forget, and you know. Besides, trust me, I can make you look a whole lot different. And smile.
We just need a couple of bees, you know, a couple of bees in the mouth.
Start.
He's in the mouth.
I was more thinking of sharp objects, but bees could work.
Thanks, Dave.
Cut your nose off, you look really different.
Just break it and reset it so it's crooked, and
Cut off one of his eyebrows.
shave off both his eyebrows and take off give him like a mohawk. Let's see, what else can we do?
Give
So
him
while this
dental
is
care?
happening, while you're going through these horrible processes, the old woman you spoke to before, the armor merchant, is walking around to Henrik and Liz, and she holds out a bowl with a piece of bread in it and a stew, and she's like, "Roo stew and fucky?"
No, Liz, but thanks.
She holds it out to Henrik. She's like, "Roo stew and fucky?"
And I'm like, don't have any barter. Sorry.
She's like, "You already paid for passage on plane."
Oh, and I hit Liz, and I'm like, this is our in-flight meal.
I
Come
punch
on.
him.
She's like, "In-flight meal. It's going to take a week to get there."
Wait,
Like,
really?
this is-
Yeah.
It doesn't take that long to drive across
Oh,
Australia.
it's because it's solar. They can only go for a little bit,
Solar.
right?
They can only
So
go
they
when
have
the
to land
sun's out.
at night, and then go for a little bit. And once they charge up, and then land at night.
Yep.
They can fly literally an hour and a half a day.
So knowing that, I probably would have said no to coming on here.
It's
but-
definitely faster. It's definitely going to be faster flying.
and probably a lot safer. 'cause you're
Way safer. Also, you're skipping Desert Springs, which, fuck all my prep for that. Literally
man.
360 no scope my prep.
Hey, why
I
you
was like,
offered?
you know what? I did. I was like, you know what? I can never predict what these guys are going to do, but surely there's no way they're going to get on a plane where they're wanted.
Yeah. You just need to replace the name.
I was like, you know what? I better prep Desert Springs because they're definitely going to go there. But just in case, I'm not going to prep too much because
Arthur,
good job.
knowing
Good
that
decision.
might affect
Well, here's
my
the thing:
decision
the
last
person
year.
that suggested he wanted to go on the plane was the one that they wanted to hunt. So, like, I'm the safest person in the planet right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, man.
Yeah.
You're paying for it, and you're hunted. You're the one that they're hunting.
I feel like this is about the time where they put the plane on lockdown and they lock all the hatches for the night. And like you just hear like thunking noises throughout the whole plane.
By the way, knowing that they stop every now and then, I'm going. Is that something we knew about beforehand?
Probably. Gaza.
Okay.
Well, you and Gaza have done this before, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Then on top of protecting my babies, I'm going to make sure that I get to take them out for a walk every time we stop.
Oh yeah. I mean, whenever the plane's open, they've locking the plane up for the night, but in the morning you can probably get your weapons back and go shoot them off outside.
Yeah, I mean, my babies need air.
Of course, makes sense.
Aerate them.
Yeah, and I think I try to find a time when Sherman's not cuddling.
Sherman's always cuddling someone.
He's got
And
a.
I'm
wink
like,
with
yeah,
the
it takes
butt.
like 2.5 days to find a good time when he's not cuddling.
I think we're not going to skip
Eventually.
2.5 days in the
No.
future.
Yeah,
You
No,
guys
I
have
think a
an-
lot's going to happen in the next like 12 hours.
Yeah, the thing is, you
Yeah.
have an immediate concern while that dot matrix printer is printing.
Yeah.
We're not going to
Oh,
jump
okay.
past that.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, yeah. No. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm going to ask: the dot matrix printer is printing, and
Yes.
Sherman Williams, you know it. What do you do?
Um,
You've been talking
and-
to Exit for a little while. You've been giving him your story of everything that happened in Wells, I think.
Yep.
And
Are you
he's
giving him the
fascinating.
real story?
Fascinating story.
Oh, I am probably lying my ass off
Okay.
to this guy.
You are probably the
or
one
at the
that,
very
like,
least, changing very critical details.
Of course,
and,
not using the psychic maelstrom.
not using the psychic maelstrom, and everything that goes wrong as a result of my. Can you guys still hear me? By the way.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. It just froze for a second. Every single time that something went wrong as a result of the psychic maelstrom, I deflect and say like it was obviously some bad part that I bought from like the shady dealers in whatever town we were there, and it just kind of fell apart on me. And so, yeah. So
Let me see
I
the
kind of make
perfect
myself out to be kind of a like an okay mechanic, but definitely probably lacking in some skill.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah.
You're not going to blame somebody back there for being the people they're looking for?
So this dot matrix
Perfect
is
opportunity.
probably printing at this point. I can't.
Yeah, you
like-
hear that Siri knows.
Yep. I have to get to it relatively soon. I assume, right? I can't just like have this
Yeah.
conversation.
Easily
It's
within
going to take
an hour.
at least a minute and a half to print out one page.
Well, power
No,
bottom
it-
your way until he
they're
falls
very
asleep,
slow.
then
They're-
you go
they're-
and sneak out.
So here's what's happening. It's a dot matrix printer, and they're trying to print like extreme high fidelity stuff. So it's taking like an hour to get anything done.
Every line is being repeated like 100 times
Yeah.
because the ink cartridge has been worn out so much that they can just like get some faded line.
Yeah, you've got some time, but not a lot.
Okay. I'm guessing that the using my augury ability. I can't use my augury ability because I'm not in my workshop.
You could
What
get in the
happens?
back of the Bilby quickly if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, do I have time since I'm being
Yeah,
pulled away
we
by
were
this
just
guy?
talking to him. He's been talking to you for a while.
Yeah. Sure. Just 1 second. I need to go into the back of the Bilby and get my cuddle pillow, and I'll be right out.
He commander shepherds you. He's like, sure, we'll talk later. He
I'll
does
be
the
followed
commander
in
shepherd.
5
Can this
minutes.
be the non-cuddle time that I've been waiting for?
Yeah, you're like waiting
Exactly.
out the door. You meet
And I'm
up
like,
with
finally,
him.
God, you're sweaty and you smell like a man.
And I walk out like,
You smell like
nothing
two men,
happened. That was
actually.
boring.
Just to shut him up, I go up and give him a really big hug.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Henrik,
That
if you're opposed to this is going to be seized by force.
Um,
Roll for XP, do it, motherfuckers. Get that XP
no, well, I don't
for free.
I just don't have the correct reaction. I don't know what's happening. I'm confused.
Arthur, I spend the next 10 minutes fucking everyone aboard the Bilby,
Yep.
and I get 35 XP.
That's
So
not
I mean,
even...
you could use this as manipulate,
close.
seduce, or seize by force. I mean, there's any number of like. My goal here is just to give him a big hug.
You're
and a kiss on
literally
the cheek.
seizing him.
Yeah.
With
Seducing
force.
Seducing
So-
him.
Are you going to interfere with me?
No.
This
I'm
this
not gonna
interaction is
aid-
being drilled
There's
down.
nothing to
just-
roll for, Sherman. If he's not opposing you, you literally run up and hug him.
Okay, I run up and hug him. I give him a kiss on the cheek, and I walk by, and I leave him in kind of a dumb stupor, wondering what the hell just happened. And I go to my workbench. I find my screw, and I clip an electrode up to the back of it.
Such a
And I
tease,
very quickly try to tap into the network that's printing this image of the both of us.
Very good. Excellent.
I hope you fail, because it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I like try to regain my composure and several moments later, stumble off in the direction he went.
Okay.
Right, an 8, huh?
Yeah, that's not as good as I was hoping.
Tell me what you'd like to do.
So here's the
Both pictures
problem.
come out as Henrik.
So this is the problem that I face is that I can only choose one, and one of them is it'll persist for a while without you actively maintaining.
I want to know what your first thing is. At the top, there's a lot of options you can choose that are relevant to this situation.
It's either going to be insert information into the world psychic maelstrom or isolate and protect a person or thing from the world psychic maelstrom. One of the two. So, I mean, I would like to change the image that's getting printed by the dot matrix printer.
How do you want to do it?
Well, I'm asking you which
Either of those sound like you can do it. It's just different ways.
Okay, so if I were to insert information,
You could change the faces.
I could change the faces. So, could I? How long is this dot matrix going to be printing?
About another half hour.
Half hour. Can I persist it for long enough, like for the next 5 minutes, so that it'll literally print like the middle section of our faces, just
You want to
like.
say it'll persist for a while without actively maintaining it?
No, I'll maintain it for 5 minutes while it's printing, so that.
What's the option you're picking from the bottom then?
Actually, I guess it doesn't matter if it's stable and contain no bleeding. Yeah, it'll persist for a while without me actively maintaining it. I want to change my face, and I want to change Henrik's face.
So here's what it looks like. You know, he's standing there just like, you know, zapping or whatever. And then his butt starts to bleed, and everyone's just like, oh my god, what happened?
Nope. So what happens is the lights on board start flickering, and someone comes on over the comm system, and it's cutting out, and you hear the voice of Colonel Koto, and she's like, "What the network's going down? And someone." And then you just hear like screaming noises
And I'm
coming
like-
from her.
And I'm like,
So
oh,
I'd like
shit.
to overlay my face with the Colonel's, and I want to overlay Henrik's face with the guy. But since I'm not actually, it's not stable and contained, it'll probably be like a meld of the two faces into something probably completely unrecognizable. That's what I would like to do.
Okay, we'll see if that's what actually happens.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
But they're just gonna
Okay,
believe
so
what
after
the-
I have zapped my brain, I go out and I go get my cuddle pillow. It's
And
next.
then I probably catch up with you.
Yeah.
I'm like-
not
I'm
now. Gotta go for cuddles, and then I run.
I'm
away.
like, look, listen, you just need to stay out of the maelstrom, okay? Whatever
I
you do,
do
until we
that.
talk.
While the two of you are whispering, an old blind man in like beggar's clothing, he basically looks like a very old Robert Downey Jr. with like beggar's glasses on.
His class.
Yeah, well, you know, he wears them in Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes 2. They're like
Yeah.
small,
Yeah.
round, black. He comes tapping his stick forward and like leans in towards Sherman and says, "So Tapping into the psychic maelstrom, eh?
I don't know.
I
what
violate
this-
this guy right away with my glove.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
I touch his old man balls with
Roll,
my
roll for your... I love that this is your first instinct, so why don't you roll to connect to the psychic maelstrom, bitch?
Yeah, that's it. 9.
Why don't you do the exact thing you just said not to do?
Gaz is sitting there like.
Wish we were playing Burning Wheel, because I would fucking give you so much fate right now.
Yeah. I'm actually was just hoping to miss and kill the guy.
Yeah,
Well,
then-
unfortunately,
then
you
Gaz
have to
is
ask a
like-
question.
Yeah, no. What is his secret pains? That will also help me.
His secret plans are that he's old and blind. When he could still see, he saw thousands, millions of people die. This guy is old enough to remember the apocalypse. And through him, you gain some glances of, like,
Oh shit.
fire falling from the sky. People, like, walking in the streets, just mutating into fungal blooms and spitting spores out of their
Yeah,
mouths.
man. They ate that.
It's fucking
pig.
horrifying. You're literally like clutching your head and screaming in agony inside your brain.
Okay.
I'm gonna smack
His secret pains
Henrik.
are literally the end of the world. And then during it, he goes blind. And now he's lived like 50 years with this.
All right, so I don't know any of this. I can't act.
That's true. He's like, listen up,
But you-
boy. I think you're the technomancer you're looking for. The savvy head. I got something for you. And he pulls out...
You would have probably seen me grab him with my glove.
I did, but you
Yeah.
didn't communicate any
Yeah.
of the information that
He
you.
pulls
that you
out a
saw.
USB drive and puts it on your chest, Sherman Williams, and says, "This is the history of the human race. It's in your hands now, you piece of shit."
I'm gonna have to make a USB reader, aren't I?
You probably have one. It's a workshop. And he taps his way away, and he's like, "Get fucked!" What do you do, Henrik? Knowing what you know? Knowing that he knows who Sherman is? What are you gonna do to this old blind
What-
man? What do you do,
Yeah.
Henrik?
Yeah, who's like around? Like, we're back by the buildie, right?
So
Like,
Yeah,
he just
there's
came out
probably
of the
not-
shop.
There's probably like the old lady who was serving the Roo and Fucky. The Roo Stew and Fucky.
Okay, like I grab.
By the way,
the
that's
guy.
Kangaroo Stew and Fakasha. For those
Yeah,
who
no, I
haven't
got
figured
you.
it.
I
Yeah.
got you.
So I grab his clothes and I'm like, you know what it is, don't you? Tell me what it is.
He's like, what do you want from me, boy? What do you want from
I'm like,
me?
the maelstrom.
He says, I know what it is. I know what it is.
And I guess I'm going to. I'm just like,
Seduce him
tell
with
tell
your-
me. You must tell me.
He's like, I'm not going to tell you anything.
So Sherman is actually going to come up now. So I think Sherman knows enough information to offer him a deal.
Okay.
He knows who I am, which means he's a threat. I know he's blind.
Yeah.
And
So
I
can
know
kick his ass. He's also old.
Guess you haven't watched Daredevil.
true. I don't know the backstory. I don't know that that's his secret pain, but I do know that he's blind, and I do know that blind people would probably like to see at some point. So I'm going to say, keep your mouth shut, and I will give you your eyes back.
And I'm like, no, he's going to talk to me. This can get much worse. Trust me. And I'm just gonna deep brain scan him again.
grab Henrik
You
by...
can't repeat the same move
Oh, I
without the
can't?
situation changing. Nope.
So okay.
I'm going to grab Henrik by the scruff and literally throw him against the wall.
I love the idea if he's like vampiring, he's like, I am going to read your mind again. All right, Sherman Williams, it sounds like you're definitely seizing him by force.
I am, and because he's the reason this entire thing happened. Like, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. Like, this.
Okay, I'm gonna like interfere by just like I already grabbed the other guy, so I'm just gonna try to spin him around like in between.
You want to use him as an
Sherman.
anchor?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I want to like use him as a shield.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
roll your interfere roll. And then
+1 for
Sherm-
old man. No.
Yep.
8.
Okay, you succeed at the interfering, but you expose yourself to danger, harm, or retribution.
Yeah, push
Excellent.
an old man in front of a fat guy coming up.
I'm not fast. I'm very
The
lanky
movie
with a
is so
pop
much
up.
better than just the descriptions. I think. You got him.
Oh my god. One of the options is fire, and I'm going to take that literally.
Knock over a candle or something.
Sherman, why don't you go ahead and make your move?
All right, so this is
He
gonna
gets
go
a minus.
You're
is
at a
at
minus two.
This is
minus
at
2.
-2. Okay.
Yep.
No, this is not gonna go well. Oh,
He's
Jesus
it's a
Christ.
9,
it's an 8.
8.
So hard. Okay. You seize by force. You get 2 options. You're seizing by force, Henrik. What'd you like to do?
Oh,
Tickle them.
that's right. I get choices. Basic moves. Seize by force. I suffer little harm, and I impress, dismay, or frighten my enemy.
Okay. Henrik, you're fucking shocked as he just grabs you and throws you back.
Okay, all I can say, like, I freeze up, and all I can say is, like, he knows. He knows.
As you knock into him, Henry, or I'm sorry, Henrik, as you knock into the old man trying to throw him in front of you, the old man, like, hits an acetylene torch, and the torch lights up, and there's a patch of, like, gasoline underneath the bilby, and all of a sudden, the whole aircraft is filled with fire, and hundreds of alarms are going off. Everyone's like, beep, beep. Everyone's like, fire! Fire! There's, like, loose wiring, because this is an old-ass aircraft, and the wiring is, like, catching on fire. There's fire everywhere. Ceiling's on fire. Floor's on fire. The bilby's in the middle of a fire. The old man's like, let me go! Ah! Ah! Let me go, you old badger! I feel like this is the best place to take a fucking break. Lol, get fucked.
That was pretty serious consequences for failing one roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you fucking, again, you put the bilby in fucking harm's way.
So the
for no
bilby,
reason.
the bilby's not on fire. The situation is on fire.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
bilby's inside a thing that's up in the air that's on fire.
It's not in the air. It's on the ground. It's the nighttime.
Oh, well, that's...
Okay, to be clear, the aircraft is on the ground. They've locked it all up so that no one can leave at night. But it can only fly when there's sunlight out.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good breaking point. So I think
We might actually make it.
I
to
think
Desert
you
Springs.
are holding me pinned up against the bilby, right, Sherman?
I mean, the wall
When
of
we
the
kind of
aircraft. Because I
break,
think the guy
right?
walked away, and we.
The old man? Okay, so here's what happens. You slam Henrik up against it. Henrik is, like, stumbling the old man. The old man, like, flails backwards, and his elbow, like, hits an acetylene torch. Just and the whole floor is just like a disco.
Yeah,
It's on fire.
and like in my huge Henrik eyes, you see the flames, but I'm still just not even looking at them and staring straight into Sherman's eyes and being like,
Oh, you know what the last scene is? Mimi sticking her head out of the back of the bilby and being like, what the hell's going on? And then some fiery, like, wiring is falling from the ceiling towards her. Amazing. I can't wait to pick this up next week. Or as it's known at home, I'll get fucked. All my players are like, man, that's some really harsh consequences. It's drama, son! I'm setting up a situation to move things forward.
That's
Can't
true,
you
you
agree
are.
with that?
Hey, I'm fine
yeah.
with it. I've
I'm
got
fine with it, too.
my machining tools. So.
I got my machine. Yeah, he's gonna fix my gun. Everything's going according to plan.
Well,
I guess,
I'm hoping
right?
Arthur will allow me to like fix these machining tools or fix other things with these machining tools, including maybe the pistol. But yeah, we'll see. Arthur.
Well, that sounds like something to figure out next time once you figure out... I mean, you don't have to get the bilby off the flaming aircraft. You could put the flaming aircraft out, but who knows with you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
I can tell you one thing. You've probably messed with the Psychic Maelstrom quite a bit by setting it on fire.
We didn't. Hey, the psychic maelstrom had nothing to do with it being set on fire.
No. You have set the Psychic Maelstrom on fire. The wiring is in the network. The connections to the printer
yeah.
are probably on fire right now.
Okay, so it's the wiring that's on fire, not like the actual plane.
Oh, I think everything is
Well,
on fire.
the plane's
Both.
floor is on fire because there's spilled gasoline.
Okay, so someone didn't clean up.
That's
So
true.
there's a janitor who's really fucked right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
you
ask
think
you
we're
how
gonna
many
blame him?
janitors you think there are on flying death fortresses. Run by some
Several?
guy who walks around in a Speedo and a tuxedo.
Have I actually had my conversation with him, by the way?
Tuxedo? Is that
You did, but we had it all be off camera.
Okay, after
Remember?
the whole fire thing.
Did he mishear someone say tuxedo and thought that it was a tuxpedo, and that's just how they
No,
look?
no. I was just sitting down and I was like, Speedo, tuxedo. That sounds like a good outfit to go together.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really like Cuba Gooding Jr. in Iron Man 1.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like
Throw
he
that
would
shit
be an
together.
excellent actor.
I thought it was a really good episode, guys.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing, actually.
Dave, I know you're never happy when the Bilby is in danger, but the whole point is to put the Bilby in danger so that you'll leap into action and do something dangerous, like maybe act like a renegade.
Yeah, leave these
or
two fuck knuckles behind.
maybe
Christ.
maybe you'll choose the right-click options, or rush into a situation heedless of the consequences.
Now, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, those.
Just fucking drive the Bilby straight out the back of the thing, punching a hole
Or
in
the front. Or the front, either end of that
Yeah,
bitch, right?
either way, either way.
Yeah, as we know from the Fast and the Furious franchise, you can just pop out the front end of an aircraft easily.
So here, I also want to add a stipulation here, and Thor, this is also up to you. Maybe during this time, it's like, you know how in like movies, like the main character and the love interest like try and like get together, but there's always something that like stops them from happening. Like that's what I imagine is happening. Like I imagine we're literally like ripping off each other's clothes or whatever, and then the fire comes on, and we're just like, ah, or something along those lines. So that's what I imagine is happening.
Okay,
Let us
that sounds awesome.
talk about end of session goals.
All right.
I'll let you guys kind of run this real quick. You should know how to do it. Choose a character who knows you better than they used to.
Oh, right.
So who wants to go first?
I think that... Wait, so who knows me better?
Yep.
I think probably Gaza knows me a little better, maybe.
Because of that interaction we had?
Well, yeah, I think you didn't realize that I'm kind of ballsy, and that I'm a little more generous maybe than you thought, and like that I actually, was like
Generous, what are you talking about?
well, I paid the 3 barter. Like I was like,
No, I
it's
think
cool.
it's you getting out of the fact that you were
and
literally, I was about to just go, fuck you, you're walking.
And I was and I'm like, sorry about the Bilby, I want to be part of the crew, like that I was showing effort to not just be weird all the time.
Okay.
Okay, I'll pay that. I'll pay that. So you are still -1 with me, though.
Yeah, that gives me a +1 with you.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. He marks it on his sheet.
On his sheet?
Yep.
I don't do anything on my sheet.
Yeah,
That's
you'll do
correct.
yours.
So, Gaza, who knows you better?
I think it's Liz, probably.
Okay. Well, then you mark +1 with Liz.
I mark +1 with Liz? All right.
Are we doing this wrong?
I thought it was backwards. You tell someone.
Choose a character who knows you better than they used to. If there's more than one, choose one at your whim. Tell that player to add... Yeah, we're doing it backwards. Okay. So, Henrik, who did you choose? Was it Gaza?
Oh, Gaza, yeah, so mine goes back to 0.
So Gaza adds +1 with you.
Yeah, so I'm -1 with you now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So, Liz, you add +1 with Gaza.
Yeah.
Sherman?
I kind of feel like I've been doing jobs for Gaza, but not really interacting. I feel like Henrik and I have had.
Oh, yeah, no, I would agree with that. I would agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Henrik keeps opening his mouth, and I keep smacking him for it. So he knows me slightly better.
Yeah, it's funny how he never learns his lesson about if he just shut up, he wouldn't get smacked so often.
Yeah. Or at the very least, not talk about how we're the people that the entire fucking plane is looking for on the goddamn plane. Like, maybe that would be a thing that you do or don't do in the future.
Okay,
yes.
so that's +2 for me with you, right? Okay, and then we're down to... Wait, that was announced.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep. And I am going to pick Gaza, I think, as... Well, yeah. We've done some even more interacting, learned a little bit more. He's found out about my bling fetish.
Yeah, I bejazzled the shit out of your weapons.
I think everyone found out about your bling fetish.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, mark that +1. Did anybody roll over 4?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I'm at 3 with you now, Liz. So.
Excellent.
I'm
Okay.
3 with you.
The straw polls should be up in the chats. They'll be in the description of this video on YouTube and Twitch. If you're watching the VODs, I will see you guys next week. And some of you I will... Well, I won't see you guys, but I'll see you audience tomorrow night for Jade Regent. Possibly the end of the book for the 7th week in a row.
Yes.
That campaign will never die.
And,
Please let it die. Please let it die.
Never-ending story.
if people want to be really, really nice to me, stop fucking picking cool.
You know, you can actually ask, like, what you
No,
want.
I'm just. I mean,
Never
for the
You can also go vote
pick
right
all
now.
for yours.
I'm voting for cool right now.
you never fucking roll cool.
Hey,
I have the
on
lowest.
fire.
I never get to roll cool. I have the lowest XP of everybody
Hey,
here.
I had to roll cool and hard this session, so you get no sympathy from me. I'm a fucking weird guy.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I didn't get my weird set either.
Yep, but let me see. How many advances do you have?
I don't have any more than the rest of you now.
How many
many
levels have you
advances?
gone up?
How many
I've
advances?
gone up 4 advances.
Yeah, I've got.
That's more than anyone.
Yeah,
I think I'm in
never mind.
second.
Sorry.
I have 2 advances and 0 XP. I've gotten 10 XP total. I think you've pulled off more than that in one session.
Yeah, man.
I have 9 XP total, like earned.
Oh,
I have
somebody has less.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm voting
If you
now.
give,
Sorry,
if you
guys.
give, if you give Gaza hard, he's
So
just gonna
out of-
roll with it.
Out of curiosity, so I have this.
Wait. Someone is gonna fucking quote that. If you give Gaz a hard and you say that to Liz. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, Dave.
Hey, we were trying, then fire
That's
happened.
right, yeah, the fire
Come
happened. Yeah, we finally got a moment. Gaza's like, I bought you a laser sight and I bejazzled your guns, and Liz is all like, fuck yeah, let's fuck up and do it. Let's make it make a baby or whatever fucking people say.
Do people
and then we
really
would-
say that before in
I don't
one night
think-
stand?
I don't think people
No.
say that before one night
No
stand.
one says that ever. And no one ever did either.
Yeah, no, I imagine it's a case of fucking Gaza walking up to Liz and being like, what are the chances if I flip a coin I get some tail? And Liz is like,
Wow.
I love how there was
Is that a
no
line that
qualification
you've moved
on-
in real life, Dave? Just is that what they call a game in Australia?
If he hasn't used it, he's definitely practiced it in the mirror because that sounded rehearsed. He's
I
got
don't know
that one
if I
down.
could say that with a straight face without practicing in front of the mirror.
That's actually going to be the name of the episode title. Is that what they call a game in Australia?
And I mean, that's actually.
So,
I
so
mean,
out of
come on.
curiosity, guys,
God, that was painful.
I have the option of taking a savvy head move called oftener right, which is when a character comes to you for advice, tell them what you honestly think the best course is. If they do it, they take +1 and I get an experience. Would you guys actually ask Sherman for advice?
you're talking about Gaza here. He would literally be like, he'd literally just do whatever he wants, man. Like,
I know. So I'm wondering if it's
He's a
even,
renegade now.
I'm wondering
A
if it's even
daredevil.
worth taking.
Liz would.
It triggers when
never
someone.
ask anyone for advice.
Yeah, if someone actually asks Sherman for advice, they get +1 on their roll.
the only one who would probably do it is Henrik.
Yeah, I probably would because you've like gone into the psychic maelstrom to like come and offer me advice before.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Yeah, you could just do that, man. You could just go into someone's brain and give them advice.
It's only PCs, I think.
Yeah, go into someone's brain in the fucking maelstrom and give them advice.
Actually, it's when a character. Is that everyone or is that just the
No,
PCs?
that's you guys.
Yeah.
So can't you do that to people in their brains? It's like,
Uh,
I'm yodeling you right now, but you don't know it's me. Take my
No,
advice.
that's not how it works. You're cognizant when he's attaching himself to you.
yeah.
Matrix style.
Okay.
It's like
So
you're
if I were
having
to,
a
like-
Matrix conversation.
It's like being
So you say
brain.
he can't inception our dreams?
No,
where he
you
like
can't do that.
plants an idea in your brain and you think it's
No,
your
that's
idea?
like brain
Yet.
Not yet.
do that. Actually, that's a good move. Where is that?
That's not a move.
Isn't it?
No. But it sounds like one that should be a move.
Yeah, that should totally.
I
be
have
good.
in-brain puppet strings. I can
I'm
just
pretty
tell
sure that's
people
what
to
that is.
go jump off a cliff. Yeah.
There's Skinner moves that let you hypnotize people.
No, it's
There
a
is?
it's a brainer move, like in-brain
Yeah.
puppet strings. Yeah,
Like give someone a command. If you roll good enough,
when you
they'll
have
just
time
kind
and
of do
physical
it.
intimacy with someone,
Or a violation glove.
or a violation glove,
You need time and physical intimacy.
like
The
cuddles.
violation glove only counts as one of those.
I don't know.
two.
I
Really?
think your violation glove should be a hug. By the way.
I just need to pin them down with the violation glove for a while.
Yeah.
Hold still, damn it! I'm violating you.
I'm sure I could have sworn violation glove counted for that.
It counts as personal intimacy. It doesn't count as time.
No, for purposes of brainer moves, mere skin contact counts as time and intimacy.
Really? Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's
Out of curiosity,
it's the
can
rate.
I invest in a brainer glove?
You would have to buy one,
Okay.
which means you would
Yes,
have to find.
wanted person. Would you like to buy this brainer glove from the roaming fortress of
You can
Bardo?
borrow mine.
You could.
It's a little dirty.
You could make one, Sherman. You're a savvy head. You could make one.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering.
I would probably
That's-
set a super high fucking price.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, buying one.
Make
would
sure
be
you mark
surprised
that
as
fucking
well.
laser sight. By the way, that's yours.
I'm wondering
Oh,
well, I mean, definitely buying it off of this plane would probably be a bad idea.
Yeah,
might be the only place
by the
that I
way,
could-
I'm that guy. Thanks for the fucking savvy glove, whatever the fuck it is. Violation fingers.
Yeah, I'll think about this for next week. Yeah, I think the only one who would actually make use of my advice is Henrik, but that's like I don't know how often that
That's
would
still a
actually-
well of XP, man. You just fucking.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it. I've got. Like I
Question
said,
here, I think, is: are you really looking for a main line to tap XP off of, or do you want to in character be a fucking Jedi Master to your Padawan?
Yeah, man. That's what it's
That's-
starting to sound like. It's getting to.
yeah.
He's like, I want to act up. I want to kill all the younglings. You're like, no, Anakin, calm down.
Start with the old ones.
You can. Okay, we went from Jedi to Sith. Now you're apparently the Emperor.
Yeah.
Start with the old ones. They'll put up less resistance.
By the way, can I just say, reputation is fucking insane.
It's okay.
Like, especially when I'm in a car.
Mhm.
Like, I roll up, lean out the window, and be like, "What's up, G?"
What's
and he's like,
up?
"Oh my god, I know you."
Shit.
I've been doing a pretty good job of getting you out of your car, though, and you've been doing a good job of stepping out.
Yeah, I don't mind getting out of the car, man. Why would I'm not gonna sit in the car and be a loner.
I
Silly.
just have a feeling that lots of people that play this game, they're just like, well, I'm just don't get out of my car.
Yeah,
if other people go
exactly.
do stuff, I wait for them in my car.
If you remember, during our campaign discussion, when you said you were going to be a driver, I was like, we can't make the campaign about the driver, especially if you're going to be traveling with them. It can't be the driver never gets out of their car. I eat, and shit again, all in my car. My,
Well, I mean, it's
my
my
driver's
home,
seat's
but, like-
literally a toilet.
But yeah, no, like it's my home, but I'm gonna step out of the car, and I feel like, I mean, even if he doesn't have the roles to do it, he kind of does now though. But like at the start, it wouldn't have done any different. I still would have like gone into combat or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up here with one final note. I got to contact these players to ask them to make characters for our next game, which is going to be the end of the world zombie apocalypse.
Well, are we free to do it now? I mean, we can do it off screen.
I mean, the point of it is to do it privately, individually.
Yeah,
You have
I'm
to
free.
rate yourselves.
I'm free now, Arthur.
Okay.
Let's do
All
it.
right. Fine. I'm going to hang up the call and we'll talk about it. Have a good night, realists.
But go to my channel. Do it.
Twitch.tv/Henley. In fact, you know what? Right now, there's a box floating over his face that will point you to his YouTube channel. I can't attach it to Twitch channels for some reason.
I was pointing out the wrong